Hello, welcome back. We have another horrible video to review. Women murdered by their fiancés. Viewer discretion is advised. This will be adult content. I'm sure very traumatizing, even for adults. This video comes from Gritty, channel Gritty 8409. They be putting out some pretty good videos and I be reacting to them. And they be watching them and they be pretty good with the details. So stick with me. I'm going to react to it. I will be sharing my thoughts. And let's learn something today.
Happened on 51st Avenue in Meridian. That's where investigators found a woman and the officer both dead.
I would have never expected this in a million years.
These women thought they'd found their forever, only to be betrayed and brutally murdered by the very men who vowed to love and protect them. For many, a wedding day symbolizes a lifetime of happiness, a dream fulfilled when the person they adore gets down on one knee. Most women can picture the perfect partner, the one who will stand by them through thick and thin. But for some, that dream becomes a waking nightmare. They don't realize, until it's far too late, that the men they trusted weren't who they appeared to be. Behind the facade of love lurked something much darker. Killers capable of unthinkable brutality in a single moment of rage. These stories are as chilling as they are tragic, forcing us to ask, how well can we ever really know the person we choose to be with?
We're gonna check it out. We're gonna learn something today. Hi, Brittany.
Upon arrival, he advised that he had one at gunpoint. And shortly afterwards, he advised there were shots being fired.
Britney Jones, a 31-year-old pregnant mother of 4, was on the brink of a bright future. She had everything to look forward to: her growing family, her career, and a wedding just days away with her fiancé, Dante Bender. But instead of walking down the aisle, Britney's life was tragically and violently cut short, with Dante shockingly accused of ending her life. By all accounts, Britney was a light in the lives of those around her, a kind and hardworking woman who did everything she could to provide for her family. She juggled 3 jobs, including as a nursing assistant at North Point Healthcare and Rehabilitation in Meridian, Mississippi, all while attending school. Her dedication didn't go unnoticed. She proudly shared a moment of triumph when she made the dean's list, despite her grueling schedule. She wrote, "Baby, working 3 jobs, going to school, planning a wedding. Your girl just checked her mail, and I'm on the damn dean's list. Say God ain't good."
Amen.
Her colleagues described her as down-to-earth and willing to help anyone who needed her. Britney even tried to make ends meet by selling clothes, lashes, and other items online. Always
She a hustle
hustling,
girl. I
always
like that.
providing.
Hello guys, I'm here at Advance Auto. We're selling fish plates. They're $7.
Outside
It
of an
comes
auto
with
dealership,
the fish, the drink,
selling
a
fish
slice of
plates.
cake,
You know she a hustler.
potato,
Straight hustler.
salad, and baked beans.
Britney's love for her family was evident, especially when it came to her fiancé, Dante. On social media, they looked like the perfect couple, full of sweet posts showing their love and appreciation for each other. Dante, a former Newton police officer, had been fired earlier that year after an altercation at Walmart. Since then, he seemed to have trouble finding work, leaving
Hold it. Now that's where I'm at the pause. Dante, a former police officer, got in trouble at Walmart and got fired. Only a couple of scenarios that I can think of why he got fired. And that's number 1 red flag. I tell my husband all the time, don't go to work and come back fired. He went to work and came back fired from his police job. It was some red flags before that, I'm sure. Let's see.
Britney as the one providing for the family. Dante had a child from a previous relationship and often praised Britney for stepping up and treating his child like her own. Britney fully embraced the role, pouring her heart into loving and caring for all the kids in their blended family. On the surface, Britney and Dante seemed like the picture-perfect couple. From cheerful family outings to tender moments with the kids, they gave off the impression of a strong, loving bond. Dante often shared heartfelt posts about Britney's sacrifices, praising her for holding their family together. In one, he wrote, "Thank you, Queen, for telling me right from wrong, being by my side, never putting me out. I want to take the time out to say I'm sorry for any misunderstanding or hurt, so I thank you for everything, and I love you. Thank you for all you do for our family. Thank you for taking my son as your own. I will forever appreciate you and love you for this, my Queen." But behind that facade of love and unity, a darker reality was brewing. Beneath the sweet words and public declarations, cracks were forming. Cracks that would eventually fracture their lives completely. Dante's struggles with anger occasionally slipped through in his own posts. In one chilling message, he pleaded, "Dear God, help me through whoever it might be. I love hard and get angry. So I ask that you remove my anger and direct the right people towards me. I'm only human, but I do right by those who do right by me, and I don't bite the hand that helps me. Help me be more understanding and walk with me as I plan to do right." But Dante's anger wasn't just something he struggled with. It reportedly turned into abusive behavior toward Britney, leading to more and more conflict at home. Behind the happy moments they shared with the world were the painful ones no one saw. Times when Britney and her kids lived in fear, as the future she had hoped for became overshadowed by the growing tension in their family. And just days before Britney and Dante were supposed to start their new life together as husband and wife, everything fell apart in the most heartbreaking way. The illusion of love shattered, leaving their community shocked and their family devastated. On Thursday, June 9, 2022, at around 5:30 p.m., Meridian Police responded to a domestic disturbance call on 51st Avenue. Officer Kenneth Kroom, a dedicated officer who had volunteered to work on his day off, was the first to arrive. But what should have been a routine response soon turned into a nightmare. When Officer Kroom got to the house, Dante met him at the door, insisting everything was fine before slamming the door shut. Sensing something wasn't right, Officer Kroom went around to the side of the house. That's when he saw Britney being held at gunpoint by Dante. Realizing the gravity of the situation, he called for backup. Then, a gunshot rang out, which would later be discovered to be Dante fatally shooting Britney. Moments later, Dante came outside and fired at Officer Kroom, tragically hitting him in the head. A second officer arrived moments later, only to find Officer Kroom lying motionless on the ground. Backup was called immediately, and the house was quickly surrounded. Inside, police discovered Britney, lifeless, with no chance of saving her. Tragically, it was later confirmed that Britney had been pregnant with Dante's child at the time of her death. The gunman, Dante, had already fled the scene. That night, the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation issued a statewide blue alert, launching an intense manhunt.
There is a manhunt underway right now for 31-year-old Dante Bender. Officers say that he is believed to be driving a black Nissan Armada with a license plate that reads Amani. Bender's last known location is believed to have been in the area of I-59 and I-20 in Lauderdale County before making his way to Newton County. Meanwhile, the suspect, Dante Bender, again is believed to be armed and dangerous. If you see him or know his whereabouts, call Crime Stoppers or 911.
Dante was captured the next morning by a U.S. Marshals task force at a gas station in Ackerman, Choctaw County. In a symbolic gesture, Officer Kroom's handcuffs were used to restrain him. He was brought back to Meridian to face 2 counts of capital murder. The events of that day left an indelible scar on everyone involved. Britney's dreams of a bright future were extinguished. Officer Kroom's life was cut short in an act of heroism, and Dante Bender's dark descent into violence shocked those who thought they knew him. At first, Dante pleaded not guilty to the charges, but eventually he changed his plea to guilty and was sentenced to 2 life terms, one without the chance of parole. It was a small measure of justice for the pain he caused. During the sentencing, the courtroom was filled with emotion as the families of Britney and Officer Kroom spoke about their loss. In a surprising moment, Kroom's family said they forgave Dante for what he did and hoped he would turn his life around and find faith in God.
Well, it's very strong emotions. Of course, we miss Kenneth, and our heart goes out to the Anderson family as well, with their daughter being killed. And I just hope that this young man has time now to get himself together. Hopefully he'll do a lot of good where he'll be, helping other inmates to maybe establish a relationship with our Savior Jesus Christ.
Been really hard. I mean really hard. No one knows until they have to go through it themselves. Please, it's someone out here to help with the domestic violence. I can tell you, but please talk to someone. Please report it.
Britney's story is heartbreaking, but sadly, it's not the only one of its kind. The woman in this next case was so excited about her upcoming wedding, only to have her life cruelly taken by the man she thought would love and protect her forever.
Oh my goodness, I thought this was one video. There's more. Hey, Raven.
A tragedy on so many levels. 3 little girls now forced to grow up without their mother, and the man she was set to marry is now in jail, accused in her murder.
Raven Coleman was a 29-year-old mother of 3 with a bright future ahead of her. She was described as a devoted mother whose world revolved around her 3 young daughters, 3-year-old twins, and a 1-month-old baby. She was known for her fierce love for her children and her determination to give them the best life possible. But Raven's life wasn't just about motherhood. She was also a former basketball star for the University of New Orleans. Her friends and family remember her as compassionate and full of life, someone whose radiant smile could light up any room. Raven was engaged to 29-year-old Raven Coleman, and their wedding was just around the corner. The two had known each other since they were about 13, but back then, they were just casual acquaintances, light conversations here and there, nothing more. It's unclear what exactly changed. Maybe it was the breakup with the twins' father, or the isolation of the COVID-19 pandemic. But in 2020, Raven started seeing Terrell in a new light. In March of that year, they officially began dating, and things seemed perfect. On Facebook, Raven often gushed about how great Terrell was to her and her kids, sharing her happiness with the world. To everyone watching, it looked like they were a match made in heaven. Things were going so well that within a year they were engaged and expecting their first child together.
I'm ready.
All right.
I know what it is.
Y'all just send me some pictures. Shit, I'm tired of taking pictures.
2, ready, go.
After the birth of their daughter, Raven threw herself into wedding planning with excitement and determination. She set the date for July 23, 2022, booked the venue, and started her search for the perfect wedding dress to make her fairy tale day a reality. But in the dark, quiet hours of October 30th, 2021, that dream was shattered. Around 3:20 a.m., police responded to a call on Weyburn Street in Detroit, where they found a woman lying in the driveway with a fatal gun wound to her chest. The woman was identified as Raven Coleman, and she was tragically pronounced dead at the scene. Terrell was immediately taken into custody, where he admitted that he and Raven were involved in an argument that escalated into violence, ending with him firing a handgun at his fiancée. The devastating loss sent shockwaves through the community, leaving Raven's family and friends to grapple with the unimaginable. Her lifelong friend, Serena Rayford, later revealed that Raven had called her just moments before the tragedy, a chilling detail that underscores the senselessness of her death.
I would have never expected this in a million years.
Serena Rayford says she and Raven Coleman were lifelong friends.
It went from her having one birthday party, and I came to spend the night over her house for the weekend, and I never left. Like, I was there from every weekend since.
There from the beginning to the unexpected and tragic end.
And that's probably why she was calling me. She needed me. And I wish I could have answered the phone because she'd probably be here right now.
On October 30th, Detroit police got a call of a domestic dispute on Weyburn Street on the city's east side. When police pulled up, they found Raven shot in the chest, lying on the driveway. The person arrested and now charged in the murder, her own fiancé, Raven Coleman.
We just went to Vegas a couple months ago with her fiancé.
The couple were set to get married next summer, with seemingly plenty to look forward to.
I went with this girl and tried on wedding dress. She was happy. She was in love.
All of that gone in an instant. A mother of 3 little girls.
Not only did kids lose their mother, she was a daughter. She was a cousin. She was a friend.
Raven's final Facebook posts, shared just a day before her death, now feel like a heartbreaking glimpse into her last moments of happiness. In her last update, she wrote, "I've had the best day," with a smiling emoji. Earlier that day, she posted a sweet photo of her 3 daughters dressed in Halloween costumes, a touching reminder of the life she loved so much. Tributes quickly flooded her final posts, showing just how much she was loved and how deeply her loss is felt. One person wrote, "I hate that my little cousins got to grow up without their mom. R.I.P. cuz, this is heartbreaking." Another commenter said, "I'm so sorry you had to leave so soon. Praying for all that's affected by this, especially those beautiful babies." Another added, "Prayers for the family and her babies. God rest her beautiful soul. A queen gone too soon." Meanwhile, Raven Coleman was charged with 1 count of second-degree murder and 1 count of felony firearm possession. His arraignment took place on November 2nd, 2021, in the 36th District Court, with further proceedings set to uncover more details about that fateful night. While the legal system seeks answers, Raven Coleman's memory lives on as a light in the darkness. Her radiant smile, loving heart, and unwavering devotion to her children are the legacies her family and friends hold close. Yet the pain of her loss, along with the senseless violence that ended her life, remains an unshakable reminder of the nightmare that unfolded on that October night.
Even though Raven is no longer with us, the light that she represented every day will continue to go on in our hearts.
Even by candlelight, you can plainly tell there is a lot of love behind the smile of Raven Coleman.
She's gonna be truly missed. Raven would have done it for us, so we're doing this for her.
Shockingly, this
what happened?
wasn't the first tragedy to devastate Raven's family. In March 2017, her brother Carlton Coleman was also gunned down, leaving behind 4 children.
He gets murdered. He leaves behind kids. Again, the same situation. It has to stop. It has to stop. It's too much.
Which is why this family needs support more than ever.
Now, with Raven's death, the family's grief has reached unimaginable depths. In the wake of this second, incomprehensible loss, her devastated parents launched a GoFundMe page to cover funeral expenses, with additional funds set aside to help raise Raven's 3 young daughters.
Amen.
It was a heartfelt
Pause that right there. Look at here. The way I'm looking at it is, when you're dating, ladies, pay attention to your gut. If your gut feeling saying this man is not responsible enough to have a weapon in the house or on his person, he shouldn't be around you, period, or your children, or anybody you love. Because just having a gun sometimes sends these men into a different zone, and it could be a killing zone on an accident. I just heard something recently in my town of the first year. This is an old video, but this is 2025. Our first homicide was an accident. A boy shoots his mother in a car while they were arguing by accident. I'm sure he pulls the gun out. For whatever reason, it goes off and kills his mother. So if your man or your woman is not mentally stable enough to have a weapon, you are to remove yourself and your family from that situation immediately. And don't go back until he's gone with that weapon. If you know that they know him for pulling it out or gotta have it with them, get the hell away from them. Because one day they might just pull that shit out on you. Okay? You gotta be so scared to keep a weapon on you all the time, in your pocket, in your car, you up to no good anyway. So I'm gonna leave it right there. So we're gonna learn something from this right here. Ladies, pay attention. And until next time, if you found this video helpful, please subscribe, hit follow, hit like, and comment down below if I'm on this right track. And we'll be talking more on my next video coming up. Talk to you later.